Today's video is going to be the first of a series in which we go through locations that subscribers to the Crypto Compound channel have put in the comments section. I have a number of credits for the Hotspot RF simulation tool that I will use on your locations, and we will take a look to see the potential HNT earnings power of those locations. In this video, I will simulate 2 locations in the US, 2 locations in Europe, and 2 locations in China. If you would like a chance for your location to be simulated, please put it in the comments section below. I hope I can help some of you determine if mining HNT is right for you. I'm excited to see what we find. Hey everybody, welcome back to another video here on the Crypto Compound channel. Today we are going to be running some simulations based on locations you guys put in the comments section of some of my previous videos. If you want to see some of your locations where you specifically are, please put them down below and I will do my best to make more of these videos and run simulations using my own credits, and I'll put them up here. Of course, now in going back and looking through the previous comments, you guys did put some locations like the city and the state, but of course I don't have any of the other information like your antenna gain, cable loss, height, or terrain. If you want to put it in that, if you want to put that information in the description, in the comment as well, that would be helpful and it would be more accurate. Of course, there's also, in some cases, I don't really know what the terrain is, but I'm going to do my best to guess. So please bear with me. I'm also, for the purpose of this video, without knowing the antenna gain, I'm just going to be using 3 for everyone because that's sort of in between the Rack, Nebra, and Bobcat miners, which I think are the most popular ones. So that's just a quick background on how this is going to work. Again, put your location and some of the details down below. Please don't put your exact address. That is just not appropriate. But city and state and country and some of these antenna gains, cable loss, height, and terrain would also be helpful to make the simulation even more accurate. So let's jump in here. The first place we're going to be looking at that somebody put in as a comment a few weeks ago, one of our subscribers, was Apple Valley, Minnesota. So here we are. Let's run a Of course, I'm just gonna try and pick a location here. It's not the largest area, so I'm hoping that it's somewhere near where you are, but judging from what we're looking at right now, of course we can see the color coded. These are all on the reward scale legend. They're all most of them are a 1, and if they're not, they're a orange here, this 0.5, but there's a lot of 1s around here, a lot of green dots, so it looks good. Let's see how it goes. I'm gonna pick a spot now. We're gonna go right here, and we are going to go, I put in the 3 dBi. I'm gonna use 0 cable loss. I'm just assuming no one is using a aftermarket antenna. I'm gonna do height of 20 feet. Actually, let's do 15. Let's say it's like a single family house. And I think that this location is more suburban. So let's simulate this location. All right, guys, so the simulation is complete. This color coding shows really where the signal is reaching, but we can see here that there are no hotspots in the dead zone, which is good. There are 6 in the safe zone, which is good, meaning that they're all being able to witness this hotspot. And now if we look at the reward estimates here, we can see that it's telling us that it's about 6% below average. But if we come here and calculate this amount, right now HNT is trading at $13. Let's do 71 times 13. This area, this location, this simulation here is estimating around $923 in HNT earnings per month. So 71 HNT per month right now at today's price is equating to $923. I mean, I'm pretty sure that I would consider that an incredible return in 1 month, especially considering that these miners are anywhere from $500 to $600 to $700. You're getting all your money back plus $223 in some cases in the first month, which is just incredible. And of course, there's no real ongoing cost here. But just using this simulation and this location that we picked here in Apple Valley, Minnesota, I would say this is a great location to be getting on board on one of these miners. $923 return from let's call it a $500 investment in 1 month is pretty good. And of course, it just keeps going and keeps going month after month with no additional cost, and there's nothing else you really have to do here. So that's pretty awesome. All right, guys, our next location here in the US is Newark, Delaware. Here we're looking at it. There are not that many hotspots here, which in my opinion, a lot of people say, oh, there's no hotspots here, I can't earn anything. Honestly, I sort of think of it the opposite way. I think that it's really, I think it might be more rewarding to be one of the first hotspots in a location rather than be joining that location once the network and a bunch of hotspots are already established. So let's take a look here. Of course, you might not see such huge rewards until there are a few more hotspots in your area for you to communicate with and talk to and stuff like that. But it's still a great opportunity to get in early, and the hotspot will remain there and the network until you continue to grow, and your earnings power would therefore grow. So let's take a look quick. Again, I'm not exactly sure where to go exactly, but let's go. Let's just go right over here. Again, I'm not totally familiar with Newark. I don't know how. I don't know the terrain exactly. I'm going to say I don't think there are any like buildings that are like 10 to 20 stories. So we're gonna go again with the suburbs. We're gonna do 15 feet, 3 dBi antenna. Again, US megahertz. Let's simulate this location. All right, guys, here we go. Here's the output here. We are seeing the signal strength going out. We're seeing where it's reaching. It looks like we have we've reached a total of 1 hotspots here. Of course, there aren't that many around here. That's not the worst thing in the world. But as you can see, based on this simulation, you are still earning HNT, about a little bit over half an HNT daily. Let's just check what these numbers come out to here. Let's do the monthly. So if we do 17 times the current price of, we'll just round down to 13 again, $221 a month right now in Newark, Delaware, in this specific location using these settings here. Again, like I said before I ran this simulation, I would still consider this a very good opportunity. You are going to be able to get in here and establish your hotspot before there are more hotspots in the area. And as they join, your earnings will increase as you witness and communicate with more and more hotspots. And let's say if you have a $500 investment, earning $221 back in the first month is still an exceptional return. So it seems like 2 months of this and you already have your initial investment back, and that is in an area that is rather remote for these hotspots. Like I said, there's only 1 reached hotspot here. So I would still consider this a great investment. Very interesting to see here in Newark, Delaware. I hope this was somewhere near where the person who requested Newark, Delaware wanted to see. But again, I would recommend this location. I would certainly get involved. Now, guys, in the intro, I know I said 2 locations in the US, 2 in Europe, 2 in China. We're going to add a few to that. We're going to do a Canadian one. We're going to do a UK one, maybe a few others. So don't hold me to that 2, 2, and 2. We're going to jump around a little bit. So let's go to Canada now. All right, guys, we are going to Regina, Canada. That was one of the comments that I saw. We are going to keep the frequency here. Our antenna gain is gonna remain at 3. We're defaulting all this, like I said, without knowing the specific information for you guys. Height, I'm gonna keep at 15 because I don't know. This is a city. Let's do 25 here because I think there are some buildings here in Regina. And let's also do urban. Again, like, I hope that you guys just bear with me. I'm not as familiar with all of these places, but let's see how that works, and let's pick a location right around, I don't know, let's say here, and let's simulate. All right, so we ran this simulation here in Regina. We are not connecting to any of these hotspots. This is the heat map of the signal. We're not, like I said, we're not touching any hotspots. All of this would be from witnessing. We're earning about 1 HNT per month, which of course is not great. $13 a month. Now, let's do some tweaking to this simulation. To see if we could reach these others. Let's see if we had, because the higher dBi antenna you go, the more squished the signal will be, and the farther it should go. So let's see if we increase this to a 7.5 dBi antenna, and let's see if we put this really on the roof somewhere. Let's do 45. And we are, I think it's still urban, so let's do urban, and let's simulate this. All right, so very interesting. With a higher dBi antenna, with increased and 20 feet, I think it was 20 feet, increase in height, we have brought one of these hotspots into the signal area, so we are reaching it, and it is in the safe zone, so we are able to witness it, and that is bringing up our monthly reward estimates to 17 from 1. That is a huge, huge improvement. So 17 times the 13 rounded down we're using right now, $221 a month, as opposed to, let's call it 13 at today's price. That is an incredible adjustment. This is a perfect example of when an increased DBI antenna and maybe a little bit increase in height or putting an antenna on the roof is going to make a huge difference. So I hope we all learned something from this. Like I said, the first simulation with a regular DBI antenna and a lower height, we were not reaching any hotspots, earning 1 HNT a month. With this simulation at a 7.5 dBi and an increase in around 20 feet in height, we have reached this hotspot here, Festive Lead, Aardvark, and we are generating over $200 a month at today's prices, which is 17 HNT per month, which is really interesting. This is part of the reason why this tool is so powerful and can really pay for itself in a very short amount of time. Let's go to the next one. All right, guys, our next simulation is going to be in Germany, here specifically, forgive me if I'm mispronouncing anything. Kassel, not sure how to say it. Please bear with me. But let's take a look at how, first let's zoom out and just look at Germany in general. There are a lot of hotspots here, which is really great. Obviously, some of these cities are more populated than others, but we are going to be taking a look here at Kassel right now. I'm going to assume that this is a more suburban area. We're going to drop down to 25 feet and we're going to go back to the default DBI antenna of 3 and let's run this simulation. Wow, so very interesting signal map here. We are reaching a very large area, really great to see. No hotspots in the dead zone, 7 total in the safe zone, generating around 3 HNT daily, which is 90 a month, which at today's prices, if we round down to 13, 90 times 13, $1,170. This would be a phenomenal hotspot to own and to keep up and running. Really high earnings power here from this simulation using simply a 3 dBi antenna at 25 feet in suburban setting. Really interesting. I was not expecting such a high HNT earnings for the month, to be honest. This is 20% above the average according to this simulation. Really great opportunity here in Kassel, Germany. Let's jump to the next one. We're going to go to the Netherlands. All right, with this simulation in the Netherlands, we are going to The Hague. I hope I'm pronouncing this right. Please forgive me or let me know the correct pronunciation in the comments below. But it looks like this is a popular spot here for helium, which is awesome to see. A little bit different than the previous simulations we've had, which is also great. So we could see how this one holds up. But let's take a look here in The Hague. Let's go. I'm not sure where to put it here because I'm not sure exactly where the location is, but let's do it like right where all these other ones are just to see what we get. Let's go right here. All right, and now I think that this is more of a urban area. We're gonna go to 45 because we're gonna say that we're in a building. Let's keep it at 3 dBi and let's run this one. So it does look like this is more of an urban area. We are seeing some disruption in the signal map. I'm assuming there are some big buildings here blocking some of these signals, but it looks like we have none in the dead zone, 18 hotspots in the safe zone, and it is estimating 97 HNT earnings per month, almost 29% above the average. Let's see exactly what that comes out to, rounding down to today's price of 97 times 13, $1,261 per month using this estimate of HNT and a rounded down value for HNT of today of $13. Really great spot. I'm sure all of these miners here are doing very well. This looks like a great location. And this is a great example of even when there are a lot of helium miners in one location, there is still huge earnings potential for these miners and these hotspots. All right, guys, let's jump into the next one. We are going to the UK, Cambridge specifically. Guys, I'm sorry, I just noticed something. I noticed that we are right now in the Netherlands, and same thing with the Germany simulation I ran, and I did not update this radio frequency setting. So let's rerun this using what I believe should be, we are in the Netherlands, I believe this should be the Europe frequency. let's rerun this and see what happens. Sorry about that. Sorry about that, guys. I am just noticing now that I did not update this frequency here for the hog. I also did not update it for Germany. My mistake. I will make sure to update this frequency going forward, but let's rerun the hog here with the Europe frequency. Let's see if it changes anything, but at least we know it's right now. So I did click away and then try to click back at the same location to rerun the simulation with the correct frequency, but it looks like we are still well above average, doing 88 HNT per month. I believe it was 93 with the other frequency. That change might have a lot to do with my moving of the cursor here. My mistake. I will make sure. Regardless, this is still a phenomenal result here. 88 HNT per month is a tremendous value. But I will make sure to update this frequency correctly moving forward. All right, let's go to Cambridge in the UK. All right, guys, here we are. We have the Europe frequency on, 3 dBi antenna. We are going to, I don't know what Cambridge looks like. I'm going to assume it's more urban. We're going to do 45 feet, assuming we're somewhere in a building. Standard 3 dBi antenna. Let's drop it right in the middle here, right near Trinity College, it seems, and let's simulate the location. All right, guys, this simulation just finished, and it looks like this is the highest performing one we've seen so far. 34% above the average, none in the dead zone, 14 total hotspots reached, a reward scale of 0.56, daily H&T earnings of 3.39, monthly of 101. Off the top of my head, at today's price, rounding down to 13, that is almost or around $1,300 a month here in Cambridge in the UK using these settings. That is the estimate that we're getting from this simulator. Really incredible results. That's just brilliant. I hope whoever suggested this is seeing this, and hopefully they have a hotspot already, or maybe one on order, or they could pick one up today. I'll put a link for the Bobcat one, which you can place an order for today. Also, the Synchro bit, I do have a discount code. I will put that in the description below for you guys. But this is just really great earnings here in Cambridge in the UK using these settings. All right, we are off to China. All right, guys, we're here in Shanghai, China. We are going right in the smack dab in the middle. It doesn't look too populated. This looks actually like a really, really good location. Lots of green dots here. We are going to change this to China. We will keep the 3 dBi. We will go to 45 and we will keep it urban, and let's simulate this location. All right, guys, so this simulation just finished. Pretty impressive signal heat map here, and it looks like we are 472% above the reward estimates with 432 HNT estimated per month. At today's prices, using the 13 we've been using, that is a incredible $5,600 a month here in Shanghai amidst these other hotspots. I mean, that is just an incredible return, considering Bobcat just delivered so many hotspots here to China a few months ago or a few weeks ago. Those were sold for around $500. I mean, that is just a magnificent return. You're earning your money back in a few days, and then everything after that is just profit. This is a really incredible result here. I would love an extra $5,600 a month. I don't know about you guys, but that is just awesome. We have one more in China that we are going to be doing. Let's jump over. It is in a more rural area, so we'll get a little bit of an idea about that. All right, guys, the next location, the last location here in China, and for this video is Guiyang, was one of the ones requested. We are going to change this to, let's change it to suburbs. Again, I'm not sure. If you want your location simulated here, let me know what terrain to pick and some of these other details. Don't give me your exact address, but just let me know some of these things that we're looking at here so that I could simulate it as accurately as possible. Let's do 20 feet height here for Jiayang. Again, it doesn't look like there's many hotspots around, but let's see what happens. Actually, let's just increase this dBi because we want to extend it as far as possible, knowing that whoever's buying this sees that there's no one around them. Let's see if we increase this to 7 and try and really push that signal out further. And let's just put it up to 25. let's see what we get. All right, guys, very interesting. This is one of the more interesting ones we've seen. I am assuming that there is some sort of a mountain range here in Zhejiang that the signal is just not getting anywhere over, which doesn't really matter since there are no hotspots here, but we are not reaching any hotspots. We are just getting 1 HNT per month. So this is not the best result, especially when you compare it to the one we just looked at, the Shanghai simulation in China. But there is a strong signal. Their signal is reaching far out. Again, like I said earlier in the video, it's always, in my opinion, it's always worth being the first hotspot rather than being the last. You can really reap the benefits of this network growing and hotspots popping up around you. But you're still earning 1 HNT per month. Who knows if HNT is $50 in a few months? That won't be the worst return in the world. I mean, that's a lot better than 90% of the other investments I've heard of on the internet these days. $500 to earn $50 a month is pretty good from any standpoint. That's still a fantastic return. And again, this will only go up as more hotspots become witnesses and the network continues to grow. But this does put into perspective what it might look like if you have some sort of a terrain, maybe mountain range, it seems like here, and no hotspots around you. But guys, I really hope you found this information helpful and useful, puts it into perspective. I hope I touched on as many as I could. I hope that there were some of yours that you guys really were curious about. Again, please put your locations and some of these settings down below. I will do my best to make more of these videos, use my simulation credits, and get this information out to you guys as much as possible. I will put a link to this website below, along with the Bobcat miner that is still available and the SynchroBit miner with a discount for you guys in the description below. I hope this was helpful. Let me know what you guys think. Come back for next video and we'll take another trip around the world and run some of these simulations and do some analysis. Thanks for being here, guys. Like and comment if you enjoyed this. I will see you next video.